Hello, Oaks Public School families. This is Craig Steinoff. And first of all, I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And then would also like to thank you in advance for helping me and the school board and our staff with your input on what our calendar will look like for the 2020-21 school year. So as you may be aware or are aware, for many years now, I think about 6 or 7, our calendar has included early outs, and we've had 4 early outs, each one of those being 3 hours for professional development. And that's a time where I get to meet with teachers, the counselors, the administrators. We all work together and collaborate and learn new things about how we're going to improve or enhance our educational practices here at school. And the dilemma that we've run into is that with our change and transition to personalized competency-based learning, the opportunity to only have professional development 4 times a year has become a challenge for us, because the amount of change that we're doing, the amount of things that we're tweaking and working on for our kids, we feel and believe that we need to meet more often in terms of the frequency in between times, not necessarily more often in the amount of time, but more often so that there's not such a span of time in between each professional development. And so we've come up with an idea: instead of having 4 early outs that would be 3 hours each, we are requesting to do 12 either early outs or late starts. So it would still be 12 total hours like before, except it would be 12 1-hour time frames rather than 4 3-hour. And we know that that may cause challenges for you as families, because it changes when your kiddos come to school and leave school. And so we're asking for your input on whether or not you would prefer us to do late starts, whether you'd prefer us to do early outs, or whether you would prefer us to have a combination and have half and half of each. Now, a little bit about these is that the early outs or the late starts, the professional development time, even though school would start late, so it would start at 9:25 if it was a late start rather than the 8:25, or if it got out early, and that would be 2:30 instead of 3:30. We are willing to have the kids still come to school that need to be here. If your schedule does not allow you to make that work because of work or daycare or what have you, we're willing and able to have the kids be here, and we can have those kids be supervised while the teachers are learning. However, we don't believe that it will be possible for us to have our buses run at normal times. So, for example, if we start an hour late, the bus would be an hour late, the normal route. If we had a early out, the bus would be home an hour early. So we want you to be reminded of that if it's really a challenge for you and you need your children to be at school at 8:30 instead of 9:30, or until 3:30 rather than 2:30, we can accommodate those by working with either our paras or our aides, or working with student organizations to make sure that the kids are being monitored and are able to still be here if that's what is needed. And so on your screen, you will see a draft of our 2020-21 calendar. And the thing that I want to draw your attention to is you'll notice we have 12 yellow boxes highlighted, and those are the early outs and or late starts that we are asking for your input. So we want to know, what would you prefer? All early outs, all late starts, or a combination thereof? And you may ask, why are you being asked to do this? Because we've typically not done this in the past. As a school district, we'll usually just set the calendar and send it out, and that's what it is. However, with our initiative and push to have more family engagement, we all feel that it's important and imperative for us to get input from you as families, so you have some say and buy-in in terms of what we're doing at school. And we know that this calendar will have a direct impact on your schedule and how it works for your kids coming to school. So please, after you're done with this video, please click the link that was in the email and vote, and we will use a simple majority from that vote to determine what our calendar will look like next year. Thank you very much for your support of Oaks Public Schools and for your input in terms of determining the future of our calendar. Have a great day. Bye-bye.